Hi everyone, welcome to Papa's Workshop. This is the Patreon only video that I'm doing on a behind the scenes on how to design a project. And what I'm doing is finally gathering up all the drill bits that I have throughout my shop that are literally scattered everywhere and putting them in one place. Because that drill press has moved over and over as the years have gone by, and the drill bits didn't move. So I'm going to build a turntable to be able to put in a specific spot near the drill press to hold all the drill bits. And I want to show you behind the scenes how I go about designing this turntable. So let's get started. The problem that I have in my shop is that I have drill bits literally scattered on every wall in the shop, including underneath the drill press. And this has been a problem because every time I reorganize the shop and move the drill press to another location, guess what? The drill bits ended up staying on the wall. So I have them scattered everywhere. So now it's time to get them organized to one spot. Now the current location of the drill press is next to this wall where the first aid kit is. So what I want to do is move the first aid kit, and I want to put my drill bit storage unit into this location. Now the space that I have for this is going to be approximately 18 inches. So anything that I build can't exceed 18 inches across. So in looking around the shop, you can see that I've got drill bits everywhere. And literally all four corners of this shop, I have drill bits still on the wall. Why? Because at some point in time, the drill press was in that location and I never moved it. So today what I'm going to do, I've got one little section over there that's 18 inches. The first aid kit is going to move to another location. Don't know where yet, but it's going to move. So I have 18 inches to work with, and I'm going to make a tool caddy, a tool merry-go-round, if you will, that is going to hold all of the drill bits and then some in that one space. Now since I want this to be a carousel, a merry-go-round, a turnabout, I don't know what you want to call it. Since I've got 18 inches to work with, we're going to make this, to begin with, 18 inches. As you might expect, this is a quite old set. So what I'm doing is laying out the compass for doing the 18-inch diameter. So that means I need to set the compass at 9 inches. And then from there, what I'm going to do is just mark a center point so that I can draw the circle. So I need 2 points, and I want to be able to get that from the edge of the plywood. Try to minimize the waste. And then what I'm going to do is just draw the circle using that as my center point. And the diameter of this circle should be right at 18. Now I'm going to want 2 of these circles, so I'm going to go ahead and make another one right now. Now even though I went ahead and drew the second circle, I'm really not going to use it because I've changed my mind already. What I'm going to do is just rip the plywood and make 2 squares out of it, and then cut out both pieces, top and bottom, at the same time. You're going to see this a lot as I go through the design process, where I will change my mind and go a different route. But this is all part of how I do the drawings and the design work behind the scenes. You're getting a first-hand look at that as a Patreon member, because this would not get shown to the public. Now then, I want to have 6 sides on this. So I'm going to start. I'll just start right here. It doesn't really matter where I start. And I need to mark the home position. Now I just finished marking the 6 points on that first circle, and that's really all I need. But I'm going ahead and showing this to you again on this part because the camera angle was a little bit off. But the nice thing about this, when you're using a compass and you're doing 6 points, you use the same radius. You do not need to change anything to be able to create all 6 points. So that's going to be now where I can connect the dots and I'll have it. Now while I'm doing this, I know this is kind of boring, so I just want to share a brief story. This T-square, this is the exact T-square that I used when I was in high school drafting class, and that was many years ago. This drafting set here that you see was the one that I actually used in college. So again, it is many decades old, but the good thing about it is it still works. Now I'm not doing all the computer drafting stuff because that's just typically not what I do, because I'm going to design this on the fly and we'll make whatever adjustments need to be made while I'm doing this. There it is. Now at this point, this probably doesn't look a whole lot to you, but this is going to be the top and the bottom of my little merry-go-round for my tools. You know, at this point, I really don't know what to call this design, but maybe by the time I'm done, I'll figure it out. We'll see. And I think this is going to fit in that space pretty well. I know that I'm repeating myself here by doing both circles, even though I said that I wasn't going to cut them out individually, but I wanted to be able to explain and have you see the process. Now when I started sketching this out on paper, I started out with 3 sides, didn't like that, did not want to do 4 sides, then I went to 5 sides, and that was pretty workable, and I settled on 6. Now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a panel on each of these 6 sides. That panel is going to pivot. That panel is going to pivot right here, and it's going to rotate. So what I want to do is just kind of get an idea of how much space I have to work with. So I've got a line that is 9 inches, so half of that is 4.5. Now, I've got to be able to make this pivot, and I'm probably going to use a 3/4 inch piece of wood. So I'm going to come back 3/8 of an inch, because that would be in the middle. So that's 3/8 of an inch back. How big can I make this? What I want to be able to do is maximize the size of the panels, but at the same time, I don't want the panels to hit each other. So what I'm doing is just starting out with 1 circle, testing it, and seeing what's going to work. But at this point, I really don't know. That would be 8.25. Now then, my question would be, would these hit? So if I do another panel, that would be the turning radius. So they would bump into each other. They would be sitting out here fine, but I couldn't turn both of them at once. Let's make this 7. Let's make it 7.5. So 7.5. Let's just make it 7. So 3.5 inches. Okay, now these will clear. So that's what I'm going to do. These panels will be the 7 inches. I have a little bit of room of clearance, and when I make my panels, they're going to have to be able to fit within that circle. So my panels will be 7 inches. Now then, how tall do I want these panels? That space over there gives me enough room. I'll probably make it about 16 inches. I think that would be good. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an oversight on how I go about designing something. Now here's the next thing. I gotta have something that will support. This top and this bottom will have to be supported, and I'm gonna need some type of a box inside of here. So I will probably make a box in the center, about 5 inches square. That's going to clear. This will clear. So that is going to work, having a 5-inch box. Now the real question is, do I need it to have it that big? Because all it's going to do is support these tools. So I'm going to leave that box at 5 inches overall. The basic design now is actually complete. I just need to be able to record everything so I don't forget it. Alright, so now that's really all the dimensions that I need right now. Because what I'm going to do is put a dowel rod that will go through the center. I'm going to have a wood that will go over to the wall so that this will be able to turn and mount to the wall. And the bulk of the weight is going to be at the bottom, so I'm going to have that supported very strong. Now for that center rod that's going to go down, I went out into the shop and I found an 1.25 inch dowel rod. This is really probably too big. I could probably do with a 3/4 inch or even a 1 inch dowel rod, but I don't have that. So 1.25 inch is what I'm going to use for this design. And this will be able to turn around this dowel rod. Now as far as the frame that I'm going to have that will hold this whole turntable, I'm going to go ahead and make that probably the 5 inches wide as well. It keeps it simple and easy because the little center box inside of this turntable is 5 inches. Might as well make the frame 5 inches as well. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting things out, but I'm going to go ahead and get this video up on the Patreon site so you can see how I design things behind the scenes. It is really kind of crazy at times. And I'm sure that there's going to be some additional changes along the way. That's just how I do it. But in the end, I think you're going to like the project. Now it's time to be able to go ahead and cut this out. I think we're ready, and we'll figure out the rest as we go. Now, if you're watching this video today, then you're a Patreon member, and I want to take the opportunity to sincerely thank you for joining the Patreon family and helping support this channel. I really, really appreciate it and want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.